Lost Phoebe by Theodore Dreiser. They lived together in a part of the country which was not so prosperous as it had once been, about 3 miles from one of those small towns that instead of increasing in population is steadily decreasing. The territory was not so very thickly settled, perhaps a house every other mile or so, with large areas of corn and wheat land and fallow fields that at odd seasons had been sown to timothy and clover. Their particular house was part log and part frame, the log portion being the original home of Henry's grandfather, the new portion of now rain-beaten, time-worn slabs through which the wind squeaked in the chinks at times, and which several overshadowing elms and a butternut tree made picturesque and reminiscently pathetic, but a little damp, was erected by Henry when he was 21 and just married. That was 41 years before. The furniture inside, like the house outside, was old and mildewy and reminiscent of an earlier day. You have seen the whatnot of cherry wood, perhaps, with spiral legs and fluted top. It was there. The old-fashioned poster bed, with its ball-like protuberances and deep carving incisions, that was there also, a sadly alienated descendant of an early Jacobean ancestor. The bureau of cherry was also high and wide and solidly built, but faded-looking, and with a musty odor. The rag carpet that underlay all these sturdy examples of enduring furniture was a weak, faded, leaden-pink-colored affair, woven by Phoebe Ann's own hands, when she was 15 years younger than she was when she died. The creaky wooden loom on which it had been done now stood like a dusty, bony skeleton, along with a broken rocking chair, a worm-eaten clothes-press, heaven knows how old, a lime-stained bench that had once been used to keep flowers on outside the door, and other decrepit factors of household utility in an east room that was a lean-to against this so-called main portion. All sorts of other broken-down furniture were about this place, an antiquated clothes-horse cracked in 2 of its ribs, a broken mirror in an old cherry frame, which had fallen from a nail and cracked itself 3 days before their youngest son, Jerry, died. An extension hat rack, which had had porcelain knobs on the ends of its pegs, and a sewing machine, long since outdone in its clumsy mechanism by rivals of a newer generation. The orchard to the east of the house was full of gnarled old apple trees, worm-eaten as to trunks and branches, and fully ornamented with green and white lichens, so that it had a sad, greenish-white, silvery effect in the moonlight. The low outhouses, which had once housed chickens, a horse or 2, a cow, and several pigs, were covered with patches of moss as to their roof, and the sides had been free of paint for so long that they were blackish-gray as to color and a little spongy. The picket fence in front, with its gate squeaky and askew, and the side fences of the skate and rider type were in an equally run-down condition. As a matter of fact, they had aged synchronously with the persons who lived there. Old Henry...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?